we're gonna make some chicken salad with canned chicken from our pantry. We're just making dinner for the kids and us, and we've got canned chicken from the pantry, we've got pecans from the pantry, or you can use walnuts, whatever you have on hand, or you don't have to use any nuts at all. We're gonna use boiled eggs and an apple, onion, and celery. Now, if you don't have eggs, because I know eggs are kind of hard to come by right now, thankfully we have chickens. You can make it without eggs. We've made it without eggs before. It's not quite as good, but it's still really good and really filling. We've got 2 cans of chicken, and this is chicken that we picked up at Sam's Club a while back. Now the basic recipe is on adventuresofmel.com, and I put the link in the caption with this video. So if you want that recipe, you can go grab it and print it. But we kind of switch it up every time we make it. So we may not follow the exact recipe tonight. This chicken comes kind of chunked, so I probably shouldn't have set that can on there. Can you give me the rag? I'm a little paranoid right now. So I think I'll just wipe. Yeah, there we go.
Did you tell them we're putting celery and?
Yeah, I told them all the ingredients, but you can tell them what you're doing.
I can't see.
I'm gonna kind of shred up the chicken because it comes chunked in the cans. So, but tell us how you guys are doing, what you're up to. How are you surviving right now? What are you eating, or what do you want to eat? You can leave it pretty chunked, but I like shredded chicken better. I like shredded chicken in my tacos, in my chicken salad, pretty much in anything that we have chicken, I like shredded.
If you want celery, we usually put a little bit of celery in ours, and I just mince it up fine so it's not big chunks. You can make it however you want there. I slice down lengthwise down the celery to the size that I want, and then I can cut it in kind of like almost like French fries, like cutting French fries. And then it gives me a really fine, I don't know how well you can see it, but it gives me a really fine mince. So now, got onion. I'll mince up my onion too. Again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Chop the pecans. I've got about half a cup. Now my recipe on my site says walnuts, but you can use either one. Doesn't matter, whatever you have. Or you don't have to put them in at all. They do add a little bit of carbs, so if you're trying to go low carb, you might not want to add them.
And if you have nut allergies, you might not want to add them either.
Yeah.
Unless you like to live on the edge. How much onion did you want?
Well, I can't remember how many green onions we add. We usually add green onions, but we don't have any right now, so we're just going to do regular onion.
I'll just use half of that because that's too much.
Yeah. Here for you.
That was a quarter of a...
Maybe I'll put it
about a quarter of a medium onion is all I'm going to use. So, got an apple. I'm just going to use, picked up, our old slicer broke, so we got a new one here that works pretty good. I leave the skins on, so I'm just going to kind of mince up probably half an apple, I think is what or like what, a 3/4 cup?
Yeah.
I thought you looked at the recipe.
I didn't look at it. We usually just throw it together.
I try to match, whenever I make this, depending on however big the size, I try to match like the same amount in volume of onion and celery and apple. So if you're using half a cup of onion, use half a cup of celery, half a cup of apple. That kind of evens out the flavors between all of them.
Now I'm smashing up 4 eggs, and again, if you don't have eggs right now, you can still make this. It won't be quite the same, but it's still good. We've done it before when we didn't have any.
Or if you just have eggs, you can just make egg salad.
Yeah, you can just make egg salad. Yeah.
That sounds good right now.
It does sound good. If they had, like, if you had egg beaters or something like that, liquid eggs or powdered eggs, they could scramble them and put them in, couldn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You could.
So if you had powdered eggs or something like that, you could scramble them up and then put them in. It'd be pretty good. It'd be about the same as boiled eggs, I would think.
I don't know how well it would taste.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that I've ever had powdered eggs.
I haven't either. We may get to at some point.
Maybe just try them just to see. If you get your consistency right of the onion and celery, you'll get a nice colorful look to it. I don't know how well you can see it, but
we are really fortunate to have chickens that are laying right now. As long as the hawk doesn't get them.
Yeah, we have a. Last year it started with, we had 3 hawks that were coming around terrorizing the chickens. They killed like 13 or 14 of them last year on us, and we ended up having to get more. They killed most of our older flock, and then during the summer, they kept terrorizing the young ones, and I think they got a couple of them, but 2 of them disappeared over winter. I think they migrated off, but one stayed here all winter and has been going after all the squirrels, and we don't have a lot of squirrels around here this year, which isn't bad because we were really overloaded with them. So it's kind of a nice thing that he's here, but as long as he stays away from the chickens.
We're putting about a half a cup of mayo in, and then, low battery. And then I'm gonna put in just a little bit of mustard, less than a teaspoon.
The chickens are getting a lot more used to the hawk being around. The roosters are watching the sky a lot more than they used to in the past. But
Nancy says she found someone with chickens with eggs to sell. That's awesome. All right, it's ready, and it's not too wet. Half a cup of mayo is pretty much just right for this. All right, you want to make lettuce wraps? I have them over there.
if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So you can put this on sourdough or bread or lettuce or nothing, crackers, anything, whatever. I'm gonna do a lettuce, kind of a boat lettuce wrap.
I just eat mine with a fork. A little bit of I make a salad and put some cheese on the salad and just put a pile of this to the side of it and eat it.
But I'll just kind of pile up my lettuce wrap and try to wrap it a little bit so that it's easier to eat. Oh, actually, before I do that, is there a spatula over there? I like Miracle Whip. I have just a little bit left. So I'm going to put a little bit on my lettuce.
Another thing you can add to this, if you have it, is grated Parmesan. Like the fresh shredded stuff that you can get at the stores. But you could even use the more dry stuff that like you'd put on your spaghetti and things like that. But that adds another flavor to it. Or even you could even do cheddar if you wanted to, or Monterey Jack or anything like that.
We put bacon in it too.
Yeah, bacon is really good.
Really good.
And you can make this with any meat. You could use hamburger. You could use roast.
Yep, we made it with roast beef.
So this recipe is fairly universal to any meat.
Tuna works great with tuna too.
Salmon, turkey.
All right, got some Miracle Whip.
And if you're really venturous, you could go out and collect a bunch of grubs. It would go good with grubs too.
Gross.
Hey, it would though.
I'll leave those for the chickens. We can still get some food right now.
I got a lot of rotten wood out there all ready to go.
When I went to Papua New Guinea, they told us that the people might offer us grubs. And if they did, you didn't want to decline because it would be disrespectful and they would take it as an offense. So I was so thankful nobody ever offered me a grub.
They probably do it on purpose just to see your reaction now.
I was so thankful nobody ever offered me a grub. I guess I should take a bite and see. I'm probably going to make a huge mess.
That's a lettuce taco.
I know, it's a lettuce taco. She'll let you do the bite. That's really good.
I wouldn't know.
You want a bite?
No. I'm enjoying these apples. These are tasty apples.
But if you have more things you want to see us cook, be sure and leave us a comment and tell us. And we'll be coming up with more ideas too.
We get a nice night. It's been rainy the last few days here, and the next couple days rainy, but we get a nice night. We could definitely get the grill out, and
yeah, that'd be fun.
So
we might even make some pantry s'mores. Could do some s'mores.
Could do some s'mores on the grill.
All right, we'll be back. It was good to see you guys.
Thanks
We'll
for watching.
See you guys later. Happy dinner.